I ended up changing it again, and I didn't mention this anywhere on YouTube. I didn't bring any attention to it on the channel because I didn't want people to think, oh, he's just being indecisive, he doesn't know what he wants, he keeps changing his channel name, yada yada yada. And I totally understand why people would say that. I'm not trying to act like I was not indecisive in those moments, but I'm content with where we are now because using my name as the YouTube channel name gives me a lot more creative freedom. It opens creative doors for me because I'm no longer bound by a specific word or a specific phrase. I don't have to just make science videos anymore for the channel to make sense. You know, people see a video where we break down a Craigslist ad and they're like, why is this channel called Science Studio? And then when that video does really well, like it performs really well, and I want to make more of those, it just compounds the issues. Like, why is this Science Studio channel reviewing ads, or roasting a guy's overpriced PC, or why is he just focusing on market prices or used graphics cards or used CPUs? Like, there was quite a bit of overlap, especially earlier on, because a lot of the breakdowns that we did, the videos in our crash course playlist, which you can check up here somewhere, they're older videos, bear with me, but those videos, those videos were the essence of the channel. It made sense to be called Science Studio because a lot of the topics, a lot of the videos that were doing really well, that were performing well, were scientific topics. And if they weren't, a lot of people say, well, why are you called Science Studio if you just focus on tech? Why are you not called Tech Studio? Well, science is a very broad word in the sense that it's an umbrella for a lot of different topics, and technology certainly falls under that category too, and especially when you start talking about how that technology works, which is what a lot of those videos on our channel did. It's science. Science is anything that applies a scientific method, anything that breaks down how stuff works. It's all sciencey stuff, and that's what I love. I still love doing that. The problem is, and the reason why I'm making this video, the problem is that a lot of those videos, at least more recently, have not done very well. And what I mean by that is they either aren't earning enough views, or, well, that's pretty much it. They're just not earning enough views. They're not shared enough. The people that like them or that love them really like and love them. And that's why every now and then I feel like I have to make one of those videos again just to keep that group of people happy, because that's like kind of the core, the OG subscriber base. They subscribe for a certain degree of content. They don't like our ad review videos. They don't like those. They don't even like PC build videos because those are a dime a dozen and they're pretty much all the same except for how they end up looking at the end of the day. I get that, but I have to follow the numbers at the end of the day. I started this channel when I was in college. I was making $7.65 an hour working at Winn-Dixie, and I would do YouTube on the side. I remember the first summer when I came home from college that I decided I was not going to go back to working at Winn-Dixie. I worked in the meat market, so seafood and meat guys back there. We would cut meat and put them in display cases and cut them for customers. It was basically just a service job. But I liked the job. I liked the people there. But I wanted to focus on YouTube because I thought it could have taken me somewhere. Surely it did. I don't use my degrees. I have an engineering degree and an MBA. I don't use either of those. The MBA, you could say, he runs a business, but a lot of that stuff is theory. It's not practical application. So I'm fortunate to be in this position where I don't need to use either of those degrees on the wall, and that's cool. I never thought I would be in this position, but I love it. And obviously, if it wasn't lucrative enough for me, I wouldn't do it. If I wasn't making enough money from the things that have nothing to do with my degrees, I would actually use them, but I don't need to, and that's not just because of YouTube anymore, although I have YouTube to thank in large part for a lot of it now. A lot of the reason why the channel is where it is and why I'm in a financial position where I can do a lot of other things and invest in a lot of other things is originally because of YouTube. So just to be open with you guys, I don't want to throw out just raw numbers, but if I could break down the amount of money I make just from YouTube now, it would be on a pie chart about 20, maybe 25% at the most comes from YouTube. A vast majority of it now does not come from YouTube. And that's been a goal of mine for a while. Diversification of income is very important to me. It makes a lot of sense to not have all your eggs in one basket, because I've done that in the past and it has stabbed me in the back multiple times. Especially when you choose not to go immediately into the field after you graduate with a certain degree, it can be very risky, because then you have no experience, and by the time you're 30 and you decide you actually want to use your degree, you have far less experience than a guy who's 25 and who started working right out of college. You're already behind the curve, and by then it becomes much more difficult to enter the field, which is another reason why I got my MBA on top of that, because then you can kind of take that anywhere and you can say, hey, look, I can learn different things. I'm savvy in business and finance, but I also have an engineering background, so I'm able to think technically. I could lead a small group of technicians or engineers, something like that. It was kind of an insurance policy in a way. But I knew it would certainly help with running a business as well. And the business, again, like I said, has been diversified. But the reason why I talk about the YouTube side of it, the part that makes me about 20 to 25% annually, is because the numbers still matter at the end of the day. I'm not incentivized to make videos that don't do as well as other videos on the channel. If I know a video is going to perform, and earn 10,000 views, whereas the normal on the channel, normally it's about 40 to 50,000. It's a pretty fair average. Some videos that don't do as well, they won't take off, they're not shared, whatever. 20 to 30,000 views. If they do really well, they'll hit 100,000 plus. And we have videos that have hit 1 million views. Obviously, if I knew that magic formula, I'd be pushing out 1 million view videos every day. But you never really know what's going to get shared, how it's going to get shared. And so that's why I have been I've been picking and choosing what gets pushed out. We have videos that have been published or that have been produced that are just sitting on YouTube unpublished. And I haven't published them yet because either it's not the right time or I'm unsure how they're going to perform. Some videos I've literally just taken down. I just have chosen not to publish them because I don't think they're going to do very well. And I say all that to say this. One of the reasons why I changed the channel name is because the videos that originally, allowed the channel to take off don't do as well anymore. Consider the last video I just published yesterday, the Intel ring bus video. Now, admittedly, that wasn't a super in-depth video, but it did pay homage, like I said in that video, to where the channel started and why the channel became popular in a relative sense. People liked the in-depth analyses. They like the breakdowns. They like the simplifications of complex topics. I enjoyed that. I learned so much doing that. Almost everything that I speak about in any of those videos, I had to learn just before scripting. So it was an incentive for me to kind of venture into unknown territory and try to grasp this knowledge as best I could, to the point where I could effectively and reliably kind of break it down into simpler forms to be digestible for a general audience. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. There are many different people that you're speaking to in a video. And if I knew that all of my viewers were super technical and super savvy guys, I would have no need to break it down into smaller bits. But I understand that the audiences are vast and wide ranging from various backgrounds, and I want to make sure that I don't go over someone's head or talk in a way that is not well received. So you have to be sensitive to those things if you're going to be a YouTuber or someone who speaks to a public audience for a living. So anyway, the ring bus video didn't do very well. If you click on that video now, 10,000 views maybe. That's pitiful for a channel with 500,000 subs. It's just like the guys on Shark Tank say. It's not enough skin in the game for me to feel motivated to make more of them. And I know there are people who scream in the comments in literally every video, bring back the scientific topics. Well, you know what? When I do that, the videos don't do well. And the ring bus video is living proof of that. It's not clicked on enough. You see the Google Analytics, the click-through rate is lower. So people see the topic and they're just like, yeah, I'm not interested in it. And it's not just the ring bus video. It's not just because it's an Intel video. It could be anything. I could have made the video on Ryzen's Infinity Fabric and how that works. People still wouldn't have clicked on it. And that's just a general trend. I feel like people, not so much getting less patient, but they want bigger spoonfuls of data and entertainment in a smaller package. Now there's some channels that can pull off 20-30 minute videos, get great retention and do all that. That's fine. A lot of them have teams of people who work together collaboratively to bring you the final the final product, and good on them. I've never been the kind of guy who aspired to have a big business and who employed 10 different, 10 or 12 people. I didn't want that. I wanted to be the person in control, to be frank. I'm very controlling, and to the point where it's almost it works against me at times. But I've wanted to take responsibility for both the successes and the failures. If the channel tomorrow just dropped off the face of the earth, underperformed, and continued to underperform on a recurring basis, I wouldn't be doing this anymore. Now, the good thing is, again, I mentioned the income diversity. I don't have to rely on YouTube income anymore to do what I do. That's great. That's been the goal. I don't want all those eggs, again, in one basket. And the YouTube basket is a very frail and sensitive basket. So that's been a goal for a while, and I'm glad that's the case. But I would not be afraid to drop YouTube tomorrow if I was suddenly earning only 1,000 views a video. I don't want to be one of the channels, and no offense to these guys. I'm sure you have a few in mind who may, have hundreds of thousands of subs that pull in 1,000, 2,000 views a video. I don't want to be a channel like that. To me, that's a channel that has failed or is failing, and they're clearly not either in YouTube's good graces. Maybe it's totally not their fault, but more than likely, they're not diversifying their content. They're not moving with the flow. They're not willing to change. And companies that are unwilling to change, especially when consumer preferences change, are the ones that die. I don't want to be that. If I had tried everything in the books and the channel was just in the crapper, getting 2,000 views a video, I would stop what I was doing. I would try something else. I would move on to something else with that free time to try to make up for that 20 to 25% income loss that would result from me abandoning the channel. In fact, if I was only making 2,000 views a video, I'd be making way less than that percentage from YouTube. So it'd be, in the single digits percentage-wise, probably maybe not even 1%. Who knows? A channel that's earning 2,000 views a video is earning per video maybe $10. Like, that's the reality of it. 1,000 views, if you have a CPM of 1 or 2 or 3, you're not even probably making that. You're probably making $4 or $5, maybe less. Again, it depends on the CPM. So I don't want to be that. I don't want to have videos on the channel that clearly underperform with respect to the remaining content. Our ad breakdowns, people love those. Some people don't, though, and they wonder why I keep doing them. They get tired, they get frustrated, they threaten to unsubscribe. Well, you know what? At the end of the day, those videos do really well. People like those. They watch them. I'm going to follow the numbers. I'm going to do what you guys want to see done. Because if you don't like what I'm publishing, then I can't stick around as a successful YouTuber. And this is not, I'm not, people say, oh, I do YouTube because I love what I do. It's not about the money, it's about creating content for the masses. Well, you know what? If you're doing YouTube full time, it's at least somewhat for the money, okay? That's just the truth. If YouTube is your full-time job or even a part-time job, you're doing it somewhat for the money. If you're going to be intellectually honest with yourself, if the money was not involved, I highly doubt you'd be putting as much effort into YouTube as you currently do. Right? That's just me being straight up with you guys. A lot of people are going to hide behind the facade of, oh, I just do it because I love it. But at the end of the day, when money's involved, it totally changes the game. It did for me. But if I'm not making money doing what I'm doing on YouTube, I'm not going to do it because YouTube is a gateway for so many other opportunities that I have tried to take advantage of myself. And there are many other opportunities I haven't even been offered because I'm just not big enough yet. But I'm trying to be real with you guys here. I just want you to know that the reason why those videos don't exist, the reason why the channel name in essence has changed, is because I don't want to be bound by topics that underperform. And if tomorrow consumer preferences totally change, you guys again love science again, that's fine. That's great. Okay, I'll push out more of that stuff. But I'm gonna react to the stuff that you guys love, and I'm going to push out more of that. It's my goal to find out what you guys want to see. If I have a niche, I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to exploit it in a good way. I don't want you guys to think negatively of this thought process. It's business. It's how it works. Now, if I hated what I was doing, yeah, okay, I'd probably try to move on to something else. It just so happens that I love what I do, and I can also be successful financially doing what I do. Even though YouTube, again, it's just a small chunk of the full revenue stream we have coming in every month or every year, depending on how you want to break it down. It is still something that I love to do, and it makes enough financial sense for me to continue doing it. And I get to be creative, I get to work with other companies, I get to talk to other people, get to collaborate. All that stuff is so fun. I wouldn't have those opportunities without the channel. So all of those things play a role into why the channel is what it is. It's why I changed the channel name to just my name, because now I can do, frankly, whatever the heck I want. And if I think it's good enough to go on the channel and I can put my name behind it, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I don't mean to ramble. This is just a side effect of not having a script when you're used to scripts. But I wanted to be real with you guys. I just wanted to talk from the heart, if you want me to say that. But you guys know what I mean. This is just me kind of just speaking what I'm thinking, saying what I'm thinking. I love YouTube, I do, but it makes no sense for me to make videos that clearly underperform, that are only getting 10,000 views a video, when the average is getting around 40 to 50. And then I can't even charge the same pre-roll rates that I would normally charge, that I do currently charge. I've had companies say, well, every now and then you have a video that gets 10 or 12,000 views. We don't want to be in one of those videos. So, if you can't guarantee that we're going to be in a successful video, we want to pay less. Like, I don't want to have those conversations with companies. Like, at the end of the day, if you want to advertise on my channel, this is my rate, period. Trust that I'm going to put it in a video I think will do well so that you're incentivized to want to advertise more on my channel. But at the end of the day, I cannot control how many views a video gets. I just know what topics do well and which ones don't. And that's why the sciencey topics are gone. You might see one every now and then, not going to make any promises, but in general, they just don't do as well anymore. And I probably could have just said that and been done with the video, but I wanted to explain in more detail why I do what I do, why you guys see what you see, and hopefully just kind of rationalize in your minds why all of this is happening, at least on this channel. I can't speak for any other channel out there. I have no idea what they're going through, but I'm comfortable where we are, and I'm comfortable with the direction we're headed. We are still growing. I know YouTube has kind of slowed down. The subscriber rate is definitely kind of plateaued around the 500,000 mark. It's okay. Like, I'm not trying to be the next million sub channel, the sub that goes from 500K to 1 million in 2 months. That would be nice, but we have exciting opportunities elsewhere that we are taking advantage of, and hopefully those turn into things that'll bring forth even more opportunities. Who knows? But that's this career, this YouTube thing. That's just what happens. It's kind of unpredictable, and I love that. So if you guys are willing to stick around, I would appreciate it. You can consider subscribing if you haven't already. Not going to guarantee you that there's going to be sciencey topics every month, but at least now you know why you may not see them. Thanks for watching. My name's Greg. Thanks for chatting with me.